Hello, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I'd like to talk with you briefly about the idea of freedom. You know, we all want freedom. Freedom is key in our spiritual development. Our destiny actually is to be free, free internally. Most people are not. Most people are in the prison of their own mind, and they're caught up in the past in terms of hurts and wounds, conflicts, fears that are brought to the present along with concerns about the future. So all of that commentary and chatter takes us out of the moment, and we're really not free. We have conflict going on all the time, or much of the time. And so I feel like the ultimate freedom is actually the quieting of the mind, when we have quieted the chatter and the commentary down. And the way that you can do that is actually going to another place, another state of being, so to speak, on a conscious, regular basis. One of the most powerful, for me, short, meaningful biblical verses on freedom is found in 2 Corinthians 3:17. And it states, "Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom." Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. Now the key is you have to let that Spirit in. You have to align with it, open to, and allow it to take over your states of mind that are true to the character and the nature of spirit, which is often and always above difficult, limiting circumstances. So that's a powerful move that a person has to make internally to really experience some degree of freedom. But as much as we face difficult circumstances, whether they're financial, whether they're relational, whether they're job, whether they're health, whether they're a pandemic, whatever they may be, on some level, we must know that we can move beyond that set of circumstances, difficult though they may be, mentally, spiritually. That there is a place we can go, there's a state of being, there's a choice to be made. It's important to recognize that as a spiritual being. One of my favorite books that you're probably familiar with or have heard referred to is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And it's a book about having been with others dealing with life in a concentration camp in Auschwitz. And it's a study of the mental reactions that a person is faced with in those kinds of difficult circumstances. Certainly we are not going to Auschwitz or anything that difficult, but the principle that he brings to bear here is important to make note of. He says, in the concentration camp, every circumstance conspires to make the prisoner lose his hold, his grip. All the familiar goals in life are snatched away. What alone remains is the last of human freedoms, the ability to choose one's attitude or one's state of mind in a given set of circumstances. He also says that people forget that often it's just such an exceptionally difficult external situation which gives man the opportunity to grow spiritually beyond himself. Instead of taking the camp's difficulties as a test of their inner strength, they, meaning the others, did not take their life seriously, and they preferred to close their eyes and to live in the past. Most men in a concentration camp believed that the real opportunities of life had passed, yet in reality there was an opportunity and a challenge. One could make a victory of those experiences, turning life into an inner strength. Wow, turning life into an inner strength, turning circumstances into overcoming. Those are things that we are given the opportunity, whatever it is we may be faced with. It's very powerful to remember that we can move and go there. That's the choice that is always given. I like to remember that there are actually two kinds of references to the idea of freedom. One is that we or people seek to be free from something, or better yet, is to be free to be something, to attain something, to move towards something greater. To be free from usually is the focus on the circumstance, the difficulty, the limitation. It's the glass half full. To be free to is to move you forward. It's to engage with spirit. It's to open to the guidance, the inspiration, the upliftment, the empowerment that moves you onto a truth that brings something that feeds your soul and moves you somehow above and beyond and through the circumstance. That is the most powerful. And so as we face our circumstances in life, whatever they may be, whether it's today, tomorrow, next month, next year, or in the moment, let us always remember that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And the Spirit of the Lord is with you now. The Spirit of the Lord will never take you into the past. The Spirit of the Lord will never take you into what you want to be free from. That's not where the focus goes. The Spirit of the Lord will take you to be free to be strong, to be empowered, to be love, to be joy, to create a state of mind or an attitude that sees yourself beyond whatever it is that are the outer circumstances that have perhaps imprisoned you for a time. So I know that there is freedom for you, whatever it is you may be faced now or any time. And so join me in knowing that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. Blessings, my friend.